You're welcome back. It's still the Breakfast on Plus TV Africa, and we're talking Forex right now, and the fact that the dollar is now up to at least 782 naira, and that is the official rate anyway. So our guest today is Dominic Rume Uririe, a certified blockchain architect and metaverse expert. Good morning, Rume, and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I don't know if I should be welcoming you to the program or to Earth. You belong to the metaverse. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. I really don't understand the metaverse thing. You know, I'm old school. I don't know. We're not talking metaverse today, but I'd like you to explain a little bit about it. Can you hear me, Rume? Oh. It's gone back to the metaverse. Okay, well, we'll be talking with Rume as soon as he's able to find a solution to what is happening, the technical glitch that he's experiencing there. We do hope that we'll get him back. But we want to talk about the fact that Forex Scarcity has pushed the exchange rate to 782 naira per dollar. It's really scary. From something around 400 or 300 and something in the official window to 700 and something, because there is no other window but the official window. But even then, we know that there is always a black market. And in the black market here in Lagos, it's good, so good that we are buying it for 800 and something naira per dollar. And in some other city states, it's bought for about $900 or 900 naira rather. That means it's inching closer and closer to 1,000 naira per dollar. Okay, Rume, you're back there.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm available.
Yeah, okay, you're not Davido, you're available. You are available. Yeah. We thought that you had disappeared to the metaverse. I was asking something, you know, I digressed to ask you to tell us a little bit about this metaverse. How do the old schools like me be a part of it?
Okay, so imagine everything around you is virtual right now, except you. This is a physical or a real definition of what the metaverse is like. Very soon, technology would allow us to travel from one place to another, be able to make connections from one place, and also spend money into all of our e-commerce shopping just from sitting at the comfort of our homes. Just like we have had with this same evolution in terms of digital calls during the COVID-19 time. One can actually be part of the metaverse by actually looking at ways to invest into the creation of it. Basically, according to what we saw recently, even with the meta evolution, that's Facebook, it is going to be the operating system of the future, where a lot of things are going to be happening, a lot of e-commerce transactions, a lot of shopping, a lot of experiences, especially for consumers, especially when they want to even experience tech products. You know, the metaverse allows for a much more immersive experience. So some of you might have used some of these VR glasses, that virtual reality glasses. In fact, the recent one Apple released that cost about 2.6 million naira to be able to get just one of the device. So these are some of the ways average day-to-day consumers have been able to become part of it. They log into these metaverse using these devices. They're able to engage with some activities like gaming, maybe shopping, maybe also making calls virtually. And this is just the beginning of the possibility that the metaverse holds.
You talked about traveling as well. I don't know whether you just slipped or it's a reality that metaverse affords you the opportunity to travel virtually, and in that travel, well, I was thinking about witchcraft when you said that. How do you just sleep in your house and then you've traveled to London and all that? Okay, but you also, yeah.
People have experienced some virtual concerts, right? A couple of people have been in their homes since the COVID-19 and they've been able to attend these virtual concerts in other places of the world. We've also seen some of the outstanding musicians actually throw and host virtual concerts recently. In fact, even with the Marshmello figure as well. So it has been something that has been revolutionary because some people have actually been in Paris and they've been attending a concert in London.
Okay, we've had Metaverse all this time in Africa, but we called it something else. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, we
Yeah,
did actually.
yes, we've had it all this while. Okay, but you also are an expert in blockchain. You know, you're an expert in it. You're a certified blockchain architect. When I hear blockchain,
Yes.
I hear virtual money. Except I'm not hearing right. I hear the likes of Bitcoin. I hear the likes of so many other things that are used now for transaction. Is that what your own means as well?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're talking forex scarcity, bringing the dollar to 782 naira per dollar and all that. Does it also affect that space of the blockchain space where you have this virtual money and all that?
Yes, it does affect the blockchain space very well because, the foundation layer of finance has always been what we're used to, which is traditional finance. And even for you to convert most of your assets to digital assets, you still need some of this traditional finance infrastructure to be able to do that. And currently, even in the digital market, we've seen a rise in the value of Naira go up from what it was. I think about a month ago, it was about 600 and no, about 700 something. But as of today, it is about, I think we sold last for about 925 per dollar. So you can see the hike has gone up almost 200 naira in terms of the difference in just about 1 month. So it's actually also affecting the space. The truth is, Nigeria, we have high level of dependence on imported goods to be able to actually feed our population. That has actually been one of the major reasons that I've seen that, okay, economic activities is going up here, but then the instrument that is needed to be able to facilitate that particular economic activity, which is the dollar, is scarce. And because some of the nation's foreign reserves are also down, and then we can see that the high level of dependence on the oil economy as well, which we are trying to bring down a little bit, has also contributed massively to this. These inconsistent monetary policies too, because we just also started pricing the dollar at a fair market parallel rate, allowing consumers to actually be the ones that determine the price. These different policies that have changed in the last 3 months have also seen this to become a reality.
Yeah, but when you guys, the experts, talk about dollar being scarce, like now, what we're talking about is the fact that the scarcity of dollar or forex has pushed the exchange rate this high. When you talk about scarcity, what do you really mean? Because no matter how much amount I want right now, if I go into town, I will get it. I'll get it. Even though they say now there's no other exchange rate, there's always this one exchange rate, whether black market or no black market and all. We're still seeing black market and all. So there is money in the black market. There's no money in the official window. There's no money in the banks and all that. There's no dollar in the banks and all. So when you talk scarcity of dollar, what does it really mean? Does it mean it is not in the banks? Because obviously it's in town, in the black market. So what do you really mean by scarcity of dollar or forex?
I think the general context in which we define that this scarcity is the ability to access it from the official from the official places we are meant to access it from. Ideally, we are supposed to be buying dollar at 782 per dollar right now. But a few minutes back, we just spoke about dollar selling at about 925. So when you compare this disparity, you see that it's not available at the official black market rate. A couple of people have been able to hijack it and actually now go and sell it a bit at a premium. So for the normal average Nigerian that does not have that level of wealth to be able to cover for this disparity, it becomes scarce because the ideal place where it's meant to be able to go and get that dollar is no longer available to be gotten at that price. It now needs to go and find external sources that you don't even know. Sometimes some of these external sources, you might pay for a particular quantity and you don't even get everything at once. Sometimes maybe you might get an order to be able to do maybe $1 million worth of USD, and then maybe after sourcing for the whole day, the ones you find in parallel markets, maybe you might only get about 500,000 or maybe about 700,000, which means you are not able to even complete that order for that day. And that would actually stifle your business. If you are meant to deliver at a specific time frame, that will stifle that particular business deal until you're able to get access to this same parallel market that would now give you the rest. So it is not as available as you also think in the parallel market. Some people have booked it ahead of time, and guys with the bigger bags, they get this dollar faster than any other average citizen.
So does it mean that this policy that was brought to cancel that out, the policy was supposed to cancel out the need for black market at all? Does it mean it didn't work or it's not working?
At the moment, it is not fully effective. It's been going smooth. It's been going well to an extent, but it's not been fully effective. Some of the things that the CBN were meant to do is to see that, okay, some of the people that are still selling at this disparity, maybe they get them arrested, and then they see that they are persecuted for others to learn from. But this has not really been the case, especially when you do it aggressively. And then that has seen that the bag actors, they've continued to still perpetrate this particular incident in the economy.
Okay, so how does this offer a constraint to people who trade on virtual currency? It's not supposed to box you down because your money is universal, so to speak.
Well, it's two ways. If you are trading in virtual currency, when you are at the deposit side of it, it will affect you because you now need to pay more premium to be able to access this virtual currency. Now, ideally, let's say you were to buy $100 at maybe 70,800. As of today, if you want to still get that same $100, you would be buying it at 90,250 naira. And you can see that that means that the average Nigerian needs to have 20,000 naira premium to be able to get access to virtual currencies. However, if the average Nigerian already has these virtual currencies in a platform before, the withdrawal process becomes sweeter for him because he will be making a premium now of 20,000 naira on it. So this is the two sides to it. It affects us when we want to engage in terms of converting our local currency to virtual currencies to be able to engage in the services, the e-commerce that we do on the virtual platforms.
Where are we now on getting to that point where we may not need the traditional currency anymore? Will we ever get to that point?
Well, at the moment, we have not gotten to that point. It's still a far road down the line because you see, all infrastructures to be able to ensure that there's a smooth transition or there's mass adoption of this digital currency and blockchain technology is not yet in place. We might still see the cash economy running side by side this digital currency for a really long time. Let's say, even with the INR, you see that with the INR, you still have it as a traditional currency. However, it is monitored, although it is on the blockchain, which uses the Hyperledger Fabric blockchain. But then it is still a centralized currency. It is still being monitored by the government, and the government can still freeze the account. So it is still a far road down the line. A lot of governments that are even trying to implement it, they are implementing just the ones that they can have high level of control over so that they will be able to have your data, your digital identity, and all those things. So we will still be running alongside the cash economy for a while.
Okay. So right now, what is your advice to either the government on the one hand, because they are the ones who bring the policies. I'm trying to see how there can be a marriage between what we have physically and what we have virtually, because there seem to be a lot of advantages in the virtual currency and virtual market as it is, but we have yet not adopted it the way we should, maybe out of fear, and rightly so, and all that. So what is it that needs to be put in place so that the world doesn't get to leave us behind when that time, even no matter how long it is, that time comes when we will need this virtual trading to be done?
Okay, as a certified blockchain architect and a certified metaverse expert, one also that is also an executive of CBAN, which is currently the Stakeholders of Blockchain Association of Nigeria. Yesterday, we held a meeting at 4 Point Sheraton with the likes of Nitida partnering with us. And then one of the things that was good from that particular meeting is the fact that they were engaging stakeholders and people that are much more experienced right now to be able to see that they come out of this water, they navigate this plane very well with experts. Now, one of the major things that happened with the Uririe is because they launched into it without enough research, without having the services of experts here, even in Nigeria. You know, Nigeria is actually one of the blessed nations in the world. And it is an anathema to see that the government does not realize yet that it is not herself that is pushing the citizens into blockchain, like you have with El Salvador, you have with DRC Congo. It is the citizen itself that have taken a love and an interest for blockchain technology. So the coin is actually on the flip side. And they never did high level of consultation, especially with industry experts, with the bodies that are on ground currently existing for blockchain, to be able to see that they navigate this dicey water very well. However, with the type of meeting that's held at 4 Points recently, we have seen that they have come to the table, seen their errors, and they've started working with industry experts to be able to see that they deliver this digital promise transformation to Nigerians. And it was actually a good event and one that is geared in the right direction. With this type of collaboration, we will see a break-even point for both parties, both the citizens and the government, because now there are citizens that are intellectually inclined, that understand the economical terrain, and they are doing all they can to be able to see that it works for Nigeria.
Okay, well, save me a plot in the metaverse. I'm coming. All right.
Of course.
Okay, we'd like to thank you for your time this morning on the show. Thank you so much, Dominic. Okay, we're talking with Dominic Rume Uririe, a certified blockchain architect and metaverse expert. We're going to take a short break right now, and when we return, we'll be looking at the coup in Niger and other African countries, as it were. Stay with us.